Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 22nd. We're going to jump right in here. You always get these cards of like luck, of course. You are the sign of luck, but you have this luck card. It says anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. You have this beauty card. It says somehow your looks will boost your earning power. So a lot of people have also been getting cards of that, like kind of your looks being important. And it's not like in a vain way, right? Someone always takes it there. It's like, no, it's not saying like you have to get lip injections or, anything like that. It's more saying that how you appearing, more confident or appearing more successful or, whatever the case may be, will kind of boost your earning power. It is what it is. And, that's always true. So it's like one of those maybe uncomfortable truths for people. Not for me, but I know some people don't like it, but it is what it is, right? So we can either sit around and lie about it or we can embrace it. And that's what I would do if I were you. But again, I think that it's more talking about like your confidence or, kind of like how you appear, but it might not even be you. Like it could be your business or maybe you have a YouTube channel or something else. And it's like how it appears could make all the difference in the world. So some of you could be kind of like updating how something looks in your life. And I feel that will of course increase your luck as well. So love it. And I would definitely encourage you to get to work on whatever you're thinking about doing with that luck card. I mean, it literally says anything you do now will be very prosperous. So we see a lot more prosperity just in general, and we've been seeing a lot more prosperity for you in the readings as well, Sagittarius. So it looks pretty good. You have the Queen of Swords here. Sorry, I just need to like suck this all in. So let me look at it real quick. But I think that for a lot of you, we do see a lot of clarity coming in for you. Even your first card down is a star, and the star is Aquarius. But the star can represent kind of getting a bird's eye view or seeing things from a higher perspective. And so I feel for a lot of you that the Queen of Swords and the Star is kind of saying that you are gaining a new perspective on the things that you're doing in life. Again, I love the Star. Of course, it is a very good card of like fulfillment, happiness, joy, healing. It's a card of hope, faith, renewal. It is a card of fulfillment as well because it can say that you are working towards something like a North Star that will provide fulfillment. But again, I think that as far as perspective is concerned, it kind of says that you see things how they should be. It's like you're seeing things from a positive perspective and you're working towards something. So really nice. Right next to the star, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a card of enthusiasm and moving more towards your enthusiasm, which I think everybody needs to do right now. The problem is like we have like some very logical energy going on, and logic is like go to school, get a career, all that normal stuff that you say. This is what I should do with my life. Page of Wands, and not only Page of Wands, but all of this right here, straight through the middle. Queen of Wands, follow your desire. Ace of Wands, passion, new beginning. Ace of Wands is doing something you desire to do. All of that is like, well, instead of going to school and moving to college, I'm going to like go teach surfing in Hawaii. I'm going to go do something that I want to do, right? And I'm going to sleep in a hammock and I'm going to catch all my own food and live like that, right? So that's the Page of Wands, is doing something that you actually want to do, but might not necessarily be the logical thing to do, right? But I think that's exactly what the universe is encouraging us to do. Of course, we have to be responsible. Of course, we have to pay our bills. All the comments that you're thinking about leaving, just don't, because yes, of course, right? I agree. I can't possibly cover every little thing, every little aspect that you have, every little rule that you have to follow. So bear with me. But what I would say here is that for the most part, it's like, how could you do that, right? I'm sure, I guarantee you, for example, there is a YouTube channel that has more than 1 million subscribers, which would make you more than enough money, that talks about surfing. I guarantee it, right? So it's like, if you did want to do that, it's like you could go do that and start a YouTube channel and probably not have to live in a hammock. You could still sleep on a hammock if you wanted to, but you could actually have a house, right? Because you would be supporting yourself with something else. So the point I'm trying to make is that the universe right now is saying your crazy ass dream can be totally true. You can live it inside and out, right? But how can you make it logical, right? How can you make it something that is actually possible? And again, YouTube, and there are technologies nowadays that, even just like 10 years ago, this would never have been possible, right? But now it is. So I think that what you need to realize is it doesn't matter what your dream is. It's probably possible in some way if you think about it and just say, How can it doesn't even have to be YouTube, but I'm just using that as an example because that's what I talk about all day, right? But it's like, how can you do something that you want to do? It's like, there's probably a way, but maybe it's just different than you think. So put your thinking cap on. You have the Tower and the Six of Wands. Every single fire sign has had the Tower. I don't know what that's about, but sorry, that there isn't even a camera over there, so never mind. But what I would say is every single one has had the Tower. The Tower, of course, can represent Tower moments, but you have the Six of Wands, which would be a victory. Not only that, I really wouldn't worry about the Tower because you also have the Star. And the Star literally represents healing from a Tower moment. So it seems to me like, yeah, maybe you had a Tower moment, but you're kind of like having a victory over a Tower moment, and you could be healing from it as well. So, there you go. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Six of Pentacles. It's like, I think you have to be very careful with your time here. I don't mean this in a bad way either, Sagittarius, but, I kind of get the feeling that you're going to be very busy moving forward. We see that here. And so it's like, you just don't have a lot of time to give to people or to things. So I would be very particular with your time and like how much you help people and stuff like that. It doesn't mean you can't help people. It just means that, again, I think there's some things that you are trying to get done here. So I would focus on those things and, kind of make sure that you're not spending too much time doing other stuff. With the Page of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. Definitely love coming in for you. The past, I would say, at least 3 months, maybe 6 months, you've been getting really good love readings, and you've had a lot of good love stuff come up. You have these two divine counterparts. You have this marriage card as well, so there definitely could be a person who's coming in for you. I actually think it could be a little bit of a surprise as well. You have the Tower. You could really see this person as a star. I'm not saying they're famous, but you could see this person as being really important or something like that, and it could be surprising. With the Tower and the Six of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. So again, someone who wants something permanent. I love the King of Pentacles for love because, again, it's a person who, wants something permanent, a person who wants to really make things work. You have this, in the area of the unexpected, you have this past life card. It says past life events, people from past lives. Definitely could be a past life person. You have this marriage card. It says business partnership, joining forces, romance to the next level, connection, coming together. So could be business. You have the Three of Pentacles, which is amazing for, working together with a person in business, but also in love. It kind of represents two people who want to build the same thing. And I do get that feeling here. The other weird thing that I'm getting, this is going to sound really weird. I do think this is a past life person that it didn't work out with. And it's like now you're coming together in this lifetime and it's going to work out with that person. I have a very weird story popping into my head. I also feel that both of you are going to, this is very specific, but it's literally popping into my head that both of you might have been with a person that you thought you were going to marry before you come together with this person, if that makes sense. So both of you, your last person, maybe you thought you were going to marry this person. And like, I think that they're going to have exactly the same story. So it's almost like, that maybe you both were supposed to be with these people and it like didn't work out. And so it's like now you're coming together with a person that maybe you're kind of like have a past life connection with. I don't know, weird, but it's popping into my head. You have the Three of Pentacles, Star, and the King of Cups. Again, really good if you are teaming up with a person in business. This could also just be like an accountability partner or someone who supports you. On the kind of like the positive side of things with the King of Cups, could be a very supportive, caring person. So if you need support in business or work, could be a person who helps you. Again, with the Star and the Three of Pentacles, I feel that all your readings pretty much talk about you starting to be recognized for the work that you do, which I think you've been working towards for a very long time, Sag. So if you haven't been getting recognition or you've been hoping to get the recognition you deserve in work or business, it's like you're finally getting the recognition you deserve in your life. And I feel obviously this is going to be a good thing. You have the King of Cups. Again, I think that there's something here about your emotions or there's something about emotions here that I'm picking up on. I'm not quite sure what it's like saying, but I do feel like there could be a very deep emotional connection with a person. I also think people see you as an odd couple here. I feel like this is you. It doesn't matter what gender you are, and it doesn't matter what gender you're attracting. I think you're attracting a King of Cups type person, and you could be like a Queen of Wands type person. It's weird that it's popping into my head that people see you as very different, or maybe people see you as like some sort of odd couple or for whatever reason. But again, sometimes that works, right? Sometimes that works really, really well. I actually don't think you give two you-know-whats what people think, and I think vice versa as well. I think that this person really won't care what people think if it's like weird or like some sort of weird connection where there's like some sort of big difference. I don't even know. It could be age, it could be whatever, but again, if it works, it works. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the King of Swords. We see a lot of people showing up in this reading. And so it's funny that I also said accountability partner, but the King of Swords kind of could be a mentor or a person you look up to. So this could be you learning from a person who helps you grow your business or helps you grow in your career or helps you improve your finances in some way. So I definitely see an improvement here with the King of Swords. With the star card, you have the strength card. It could be a fire sign that you're attracting as well. You do have water here, but again, I'm not so sure that it's a water sign, although I'm pretty sure you've been getting water, which is weird. It could be like water with a bunch of fire or fire with water, something like that. But again, I also feel that this is talking about your hard work paying off, especially with that star card. It's like you've had this big vision that you've been working towards, and I think you've been patiently just one foot in front of the other working towards something. It's like now you're getting better results or something popping into my head. Again, it kind of makes sense. I'm shooting this on the 19th, by the way, of April, and tomorrow is officially the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, and, it's like the day that it goes exact, and so on the 20th, and so I don't know, makes sense. It's in Taurus, which is like one foot in front of the other. So you could finally be seeing results for things that you've been working on, like one foot in front of the other. With the King of Cups star, you have the star and the sun. Star and the sun together to me is fame and fortune. So I'm not saying you're attracting a famous person, but you could definitely be attracting a person who gets a lot of positive attention, who's very hardworking or very successful or, something like that, right? And so that's what's going on here. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, have this Pluto card, says rebirth. Pluto's going to Aquarius. It is going to retrograde back into Capricorn one more time. But, I think a lot of us are going to be experiencing rebirths over these next years. You have this 8th house card. It says mystery on it. I think we all really need to embrace mysteries. And, if something captures our attention, I think it's a time of curiosity right now. I think one of the quick, easy ways to become very successful moving forward in the future is to kind of look into mystery, to be curious. Like if something's mysterious, you'll learn about it. Could be anything, a hobby, a topic, a person, whatever, and you never know what it could lead to. And so I would look into any mystery. You have the 8 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Temperance card. 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands can be conflict and competition. I feel like there has been a lot of competition, or you are doing something like working in a field where there's a lot of competition, but I also feel that you could be discovering new ways to kind of get away from competition, or you're improving competition in some way. You have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want and really kind of charging towards something. So if you see something, sun and the star, doesn't even have to be a person. Again, the sun and the star together is fame and fortune, but it could be something that might lead to fame and fortune or just success in your life. And she has a sunflower. That sunflower points towards the sun. I always say with the Queen of Wands that she needs to move towards her sunflower, basically the sun. And right here, it's there's something you want to do. And it's maybe it's not very logical, but again, look at the internet. I think that with the power of the internet or whatever, that you could make something that's not logical, quote unquote logical, through through how you present it or through how you put it together. And again, I think people are starting to wake up to, living their life another way. You have the Temperance card. Temperance is about kind of, turning the situation around, really, because Temperance is your card number 1, but it's a card of transmutation. You can turn a negative into a positive. You can also turn a positive into a negative. With this card, obviously, I would turn a negative into a positive, not the other way around. But I also feel this could just be you showing up in a very strong position. Again, whenever you show up as yourself, it really puts you in a position of power and strength. With the 5 of Wands, you have the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is a card of independence and being very independent. So I kind of feel like you are independent and you're improving your independence, or you're just doing things that have led to more independence. I also think that sometimes when we develop true independence, where we truly can take care of ourselves, then we attract a person who is also exactly the same. So basically one adult attracting another adult, just that simple. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is charging towards something new. And so I do think that for a lot of you, that you are kind of moving very quickly towards whatever this is right here. I think that something is inspiring you. Something's exciting you, or maybe this doesn't sound very important, but I kind of feel this sense of motivation. Like sometimes I think we discover something that we want to create or do in life, and we just feel motivated to do it, and because of that we actually do it. And that's what I get here, is that you have this new start coming card. It's almost like, and not only that, this card says very prosperous. It says anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. So I think a new start will be very prosperous for you, is what this reading is saying. With the Temperance card, you have the Ten of Wands. Yes, your hard work is paying off. Again, he's about to reach his home in the background there, and that is his harvest that he is carrying. So it literally says that you are about to have a harvest, right? So next in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says step out of your comfort zone. You also have this card that says a new start is coming. I pretty much encourage everyone to step outside their comfort zones or to do things they've never done before. I think that's where all the success is going to come from for people, is like stepping out of a comfort zone, doing something that you've never done before. And, that's what I would do with this energy, is like step out of a comfort zone. You have the Justice card, the Ace of Wands, and the Three of Wands. Justice could be a Libra coming in for you as well, but I also feel that there is more balance coming in for you. The other thing I will say is that towards the end of the year, in the fall, we have another Libra eclipse. We just had one on the 25th of March. We're going to have another one like I said, in the fall time. In Libra, we have one in Pisces, one in Libra. And again, I kind of feel that you could be working on something between now and then. Sometimes I think when we have an eclipse cycle in a certain sign, we have a Libra eclipse cycle right now, that when we get to the next one, that's where we close out the cycle. The Pisces one, by the way, is kind of like starting up a 2.5 year Pisces eclipse cycle that we'll be having over the next 2.5 years. So, whatever. But what I would say is I kind of feel like you could be like wrapping up a project because of that. Maybe you just started, or, maybe you had a sudden realization during this first set of eclipses this year. And by the time we get to this last set of eclipses, you will have like cemented whatever realization you've had in your life. It's like you will really have gained an understanding on something. And I don't know, it's popping to my head as important. You have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is kind of like a passionate new beginning. So I do feel there will be a passionate new beginning. That's all I get there, is passionate new beginning. You have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a card of expansion and growth. So I do feel you are growing in the world. I also feel like your ships are coming in. In a lot of ways, I feel that the Three of Wands is just saying whatever you've been working on, you're getting results, right? With the Justice card, you have the Five of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles wanted to pop out there. So this is showing up in the good stuff, so it's going to be good no matter what. Five of Swords can represent taking a risk. The Queen of Pentacles can represent increasing your resources. And I do feel a lot of you could be doing things to increase your resources here. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Emperor. Yeah, I really feel like you're bossing up here, in a lot of ways. Like, yes, I do feel that the Sun and the Star could be talking about like fame and fortune, or, you attracting a person that gets a lot of attention. But I also kind of feel, of course, it could be your energy, like you taking action, creating success, especially if you've stuck with something for a long time. With the Three of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Major change in your fortunes. I feel there's a lot of success coming in for you. And again, the Wheel of Fortune is also your card, Sagittarius. So definitely more luck, or feeling like you are more lucky at this time. This is a really good reading. Pretty simple, but I think that this is, really, really good. So let's pull. We're going to pull 5 main themes here and see what else wants to come up. You have this Affair card. Again, this is actually a good card. It's not like a cheating affair, just love. So I think that there is just love. We see it here, marriage, this other thing. And like I said, I get like this odd couple vibe from this thing, but not in a bad way. Like, it's not like, oh, you're so weird. It's more just like an odd couple. I think it's like two people that most people see as not wanting to be together or whatever. But, I think it works really well. You have this Harmony card as well. And, I think that this will bring, if there's love coming in, I think it will bring you a lot of peace and harmony. The other thing that is really weird about this that's popping into my head, I'm just going to say it here, Sagittarius, is I think you're attracting a person. Here's the other thing as well. Is like, I think you're attracting a person who has a lot of results in life, but they like don't put them out there. It's like a person who is very successful, but they're not like bragging about it. So I think you're attracting where maybe people think it's odd because they don't see what's going on behind the scenes. It's almost like you're attracting a person where you see how the person actually is. I hope that makes sense, but that's what I'm seeing in my head. I think this person brings you a lot of peace as well, if you want love. You have this Revenge card. I would just be careful of past people. Everybody's had this card, so I'd be end of the retrograde. I'd be careful of past people. you have this inheritance card. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I think you're like inheriting a person. You know, like I said, I think that if you're attracting a person, the two of you will have a very similar story. And I think that this person, like, maybe literally was meant for another person. I'm not sure I believe that. It's like I've heard other people say sometimes where they're like, oh, you were meant to be with this person, but they broke a contract. I don't necessarily believe all that. But what I would say is that I don't know. It's almost as if you are attracting a person where it's like they were meant for another person and their person screwed up. And the same with you. I think you have a very similar story. And, you could be inheriting a person kind of. And finally, you have this detachment card. Yeah, I think we all need to practice like detaching from outcomes. That will probably lead to the most success. But this looks really good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.